Hello, welcome to the Access Paranormal podcast, and as usual we've got Jonathan.
Hello.
But tonight we've got someone back for the second time. I think you're the first one we've ever had back for the second time. And it's Julie Malone.
I feel honoured now.
Yeah. Now what it is, Julie, is we got you back because the first time we spoke to you was back last December, I think it was.
Yeah.
And you'd only just started with your paranormal group, and from there you've gone upwards.
Yeah.
Because I think the first investigation was here.
Yeah.
So we were honoured.
Yeah.
And now you've been, I do not know how many places you've been to.
We try to do one a month.
But
But
I'll turn around a little bit, Jonathan.
I
Sorry.
think this is the fourth time we've been here.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's the fourth time. Yeah.
I know
You
I
like
missed
it?
you on one of them.
Yeah, because I brought Tom last time, remember?
Oh,
that's right. Yeah.
Tom, if you're watching this, I remember. The takeouts are still getting.
That was a good night.
It was, wasn't it?
I loved it when he got slapped on the head downstairs. That was the best bit.
And do you know my favourite part of that was we were in the cellar here at Mill Street, and Tom gets a slap on the head. He said, I've just been slapped on the head there. And I turned around and said, oh, you get used to that. His look was a picture, wasn't he? Like that. If you know Tom, you'll see his expressions. They're brilliant, aren't they? And since you've started, can we just do the questions off Marie first? Because we can feed off them then, can't we? So, oh God, I haven't even got my glasses. Hi Julie, this off Marie, you know, my partner Marie. Hi Julie, sorry I couldn't be with you tonight. I have a question or two. Do you feel your sense or sensitive to the paranormal has become stronger than before since starting out with your own group?
Definitely. Yeah. Because as well as doing the group, I've started going to a spiritualist church.
Right.
And they do a development class.
Yeah.
And that has really opened me up to spirit. It really has. The best thing I've ever done.
I'm going to add on to that, you know. Because your senses have kicked in and that. You know, when you're at home, do you ever sense anything at home and say to Tom, there's something here?
Right, I'll tell you a funny story.
I didn't know nothing about this.
Right,
This is
no.
an off-the-cuff question.
Right, the house that we're in at the minute, we've lived there for 23 years, and before Tom had set foot into it, he had the priest round to bless it. Because the previous house had a little boy in it called David.
Oh, right.
And he was so lovely. He was 15 and he attached himself to me. He used to be dead mischievous and everything. But one night, Tom was scared of him. Because I talked to him.
Tom's scared of his own shadow, I've learned that.
Yeah. So he'd take my car keys and he'd hide him. And I'd say, right, David, give me my car keys back or I'm getting the priest in. And my car keys would turn up. Sometimes they'd turn up in stupid places, like behind the toilet. Anyway, cut a long story short, Tom works on the road, so when he gets in, he used to ring me. I'm on my way home, I'd run him a bath, because he'd be covered in tarmac.
Yeah.
And the bath used to be red hot. Steam was coming off it. He'd sit in the bath, and where the water come up to will turn red. That was how hot the bath was. So one night, he's in the bath. I went up to the bathroom to talk to him over something. And like most married couples, you know, you have your squabbles. Anyway, this night, he says, oh, for God's sake, shut up. Well, the next thing, he jumps up. Get the kids! Get the dogs! We're going out. I'm not coming back in this house till you get it blessed. I said, why? What's wrong with you? He said, Julie, feel the water. I felt the water. His skin was still red at how hot it had been.
Yeah.
The water had turned icy cold.
Ooh.
He got the dogs. He got the kids. That must have been about... He was on days at the time, so that must have been about 6:30 at night. And I don't think we went back into the house till about 11:30.
You had to get it blessed.
I didn't get it blessed.
You just told him.
No, I told him that I did it myself, which I did. In the end, I did. Yeah, I sent him on his way myself. But he was such a lovely little boy, and he just hadn't had a very good upbringing. Wasn't very...
Is he still there now?
No, because I sent him on his way.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
I was going to blank that part out, you see,
Ah.
so Tom couldn't hear you.
Uh,
Yeah. So, what was the other question that he had?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Because I haven't got a clue. It's like working with Dumb and Dumber, isn't it?
I
And
thought
the
he was
next
going to
one
say
is-
rose between two thorns.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I was
I'll
just
go with that
then.
And then she's put, also, what's your favourite piece of equipment? Do you like do you like and which ones is your... Oh, I'm going to start that again. I don't know what colour light this is on your thing,
Cool.
but I'm finding it difficult. Also, what's your favourite piece of equipment? Do you like, and which one does your team like best and why? Thanks, Julie. Sending you love and hugs. 2 kisses off Marie.
Oh, thanks, Marie.
I like that.
Favourite piece of equipment? I like the Hexcom, but my favourite thing to do, because it freaks Tom out, is to get the Ouija board, put it on top of a glass, so it's like that, the glass is underneath, the Ouija board's on top. You put just the tip of your finger on the Ouija board and ask it if there's any spirits there to spin the board. And you only put your finger on that light, that the board will spin and your finger stays where it is. And you can ask it, we've done it downstairs tonight, you can ask it to spin the other way, and it does. We've actually got it on video.
Brilliant.
And then you can ask it to rock until it knocks itself off the glass, and it does.
Did you do that night when we were here and Tom was here?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Remember doing it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Freaks Tom
In
out
the end classroom.
every time. Yeah. Tom loves it.
I'm sure he does.
It does. That's all he ever says is, Julie, do the spinny thing, do the spinny thing.
I can't wait to do a ghost hunt with him.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta
I'm
bring me
bringing
with
him.
him.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
Definitely.
I'd just be filming him all night. I wouldn't be bothered about it. I'd just film him.
Oh, he's hilarious.
We're going to get him on it. We'll have to get him on this as
Yeah,
well.
definitely.
And he can tell his funny stories.
Yeah.
Now, you've been going now, is it nearly 12 months?
Just over 12 months.
Is it over 12
Just
months?
over 12 months, yeah.
And the people we've met today are really nice people, the new team. Tell us a little bit about, I don't know the names, I'm sorry. There was a couple of them. There's Dan
And Becca.
and Becca.
Yeah.
Really nice people. How did they become part of the group?
Well, what happened is a strange story. There was a development class, a spiritual development class that was advertised, and I went, and Dan and Becca went. It was the biggest load of mumbo jumbo you have ever heard, right? Completely rubbish. And I got talking to Dan, and then he came on a ghost hunt, and he's one of them. He likes to try and debunk things.
Yeah.
And we was on the Ouija board, and we kept getting this word. Can't for the life of me now think what the word was. And I kept saying, "Is that your name?" "No." And then it'd spell this word out again. "Is that your name?" "No." "What does this word?" And it just kept spelling this word. And I just did. We was in a police station in a courtroom. And Dan just went, "Julie, it's a word from the 18th century that means judiciary system." And
Right.
yeah. And I looked at him and said, "How do you know?" He said, "I've researched it while I'm sat here." And that is the type of person Dan is. He will research stuff while you're there, and he's quick at it.
Yeah.
So you can say, "Oh, well, yeah, that does relate to this," or it doesn't. And we just got talking, and we just hit it off straight away.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
And the girl.
That's his girlfriend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay.
She gets scared, bless her. But Daniel is psychic. He really does pick things up. He's great.
Well, it was interesting because when we were talking to you tonight, there's a part in it, and they asked me, I don't think it was Dan, somebody else who asked me a question. Mine's gone a blank on the question now, Julie, as well. But they didn't know anything about it. And I turned around and said, "Oh, yeah, it was you.
Was it?
It was you."
What did I ask you?
It was about, we were sitting in the thing, and I went to announce, and you said, why didn't you tell me that last time? Why didn't I ask you last time? And we were talking about something. I said, oh yeah, that's the kitchen upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you got something from last time.
Yeah, that's right. Last time we were sat upstairs and I picked up on a lady. And I asked, like, what you doing, what are you doing here? Did you live here? And she told me that she lived there and that was her kitchen. And I thought, well, why would you have a kitchen? In between floors? Yeah, it's upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And I just dismissed it. I just thought, oh, I must have got it wrong. And I didn't ask.
Mm-hmm.
And then tonight, I mentioned it.
Yeah.
And you said,
Yeah.
oh, I got told there was a kitchen in here now.
Yeah.
There was.
And that's not.
And that's not in public.
knowledge.
No.
It isn't, is it?
No.
I was so
No,
proud of
no.
myself when you said that. I thought, so I did pick it up. I was developing even then.
There wasn't. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll put the picture. Tell you what we'll do at the podcast. I'll find a space somewhere. I'll put the picture up of the kitchen,
Yeah.
and you'll
That'd be
understand.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. And another one you got, which is a brilliant photograph. We've seen it.
Oh,
It's somebody coming up the stairs, and two clear shadows. Now, if there was one shadow, you'd say, "Oh, it's the woman who's going up the stairs."
Yeah.
But there's two clear shadows
Yeah.
standing at the top of the stairs,
And
and one
she's in the
person.
middle of them.
and in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like they were standing at the top of the stairs. Now, at the beginning, when I take you on the walkabouts and everything else, I explained to them that at the top of these stairs, people have been seen.
Yeah.
And it's a great photograph, isn't it?
Brilliant.
So,
It's
Brilliant.
I must admit, it's the best photograph we've ever had.
mhm.
Yeah,
Really good.
definitely. But when I walked in tonight and we did the prayers in that room,
Mhm.
our prayers of protection, I turned and said to Val, I keep seeing shadows on the stairs, and Val saw them too. So we knew there was something on the stairs, but I never mentioned it to Sue, who was the lady that was actually
Yeah.
walking up.
But that was taken on a proper camera as well,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And it wasn't.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
taken
no
on a
photo.
No.
Proper.
So, not that I'm saying anyone's faking anything, but that would be very, very difficult to do
Yeah,
in a very short space of time
yeah.
on a phone. But I don't think you could do that on a camera,
No.
a proper
But-
camera.
Well, the girl that took
Do you
the
know what I mean?
photograph is actually only 18.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'd have enough know-how
Yeah.
to do that.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
There's no way you could.
No.
You could sort of add them in.
Even
not
with the
on a
flash.
camera.
Even with
That's
the,
what
with
I
the
mean.
flash. You
It's
know,
just
you can
not-
say, yeah, well, there's one person going, there's a reflection here, it got a made to. But,
No. No. I don't
and if
think
you
it
look
does.
at the two shadows, I only had a glimpse of it. One of them is sharp, the other one isn't.
Yeah,
But it looks like they've got hats on as well.
yeah.
And it looks like they've
Yeah.
got hats on, yeah.
One looks as if he's got a beret on, and the other
Yeah.
one looks as if he's got the flat
Mm.
dress.
Well, the
cap.
girl going up the stairs didn't have a hat on at all.
No,
No, she didn't.
no,
So, how do you explain that?
exactly. But it's weird because before we came here tonight, about a month ago, I put an ad on Facebook and said, is there anybody that would like to come on ghost hunts and document the night by taking photographs? Now, Hannah has been with us since we started, and I didn't know she was into photography.
There you go.
Well,
So tonight she has come with her mum and took the photographs, and that's the very
Yeah.
first
brilliant.
one that she's
Well
captured.
done to Hannah for getting that.
Yeah,
Even though she didn't know she was going to get it,
No.
I know.
but it's great. So
Brilliant.
you've been to a few locations now,
Mhm.
and obviously your senses are starting to kick in more and more because you've been
Yeah.
tuned into it. What ghostly experiences have you had that have stuck in your mind? I know you've mentioned these ones tonight. What ones have stuck in your mind that you think, oh my God, you couldn't get any better than that?
When I was in the house before this one, where Tom's bath went cold, another night, I'd been in the bathroom talking to Tom while he was having a bath, came out, saw this little boy on the stairs, went into my bedroom, and then freaked. Because the boy that I saw on the stairs was my youngest son from the back. I only saw the back of him, but he was my youngest son when my youngest son was 18 months old.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest son then was 5 years old. But he looked. I walked out and I looked and I thought, oh, it's just Sean. And then I got in my bedroom and I thought, oh my God, that was Sean years ago. He's 5 now. And I looked out and this boy had gone.
Oh, that would be a bit.
That was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Would
and
spook you.
the boy, he had. I can still see him now. The curls on the back of his hair, just like Sean used to have when he was a baby. He had a blue t-shirt on and a disposable nappy. So it wasn't as if it was a spirit from years gone by where they had the terry nappies.
Yeah.
He had the disposable nappy on, and that was why I thought it was Sean.
Oh my God.
It's funny how you think that, even though he's 5 years old and he was what, 6 months.
The child, I'd say, was about 18 months, 2 years old.
So the difference would have been there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And on your paranormal investigations, is there anything that stands out for you there? What experiences have you had?
The best one was tonight in the cellar.
Go through it. This is at Mill Street Barracks.
Yeah. I came in here tonight, and like I said, must be the 4th time we've been here. We took the group round, and I said to Dan, we've been here before. I said, but this is the first time I've ever felt a feeling of anxiousness.
Yeah.
And then when we went in the cellar, I felt as normal. So I didn't think much of it. And then did a few experiments in the rooms upstairs, went down to the cellar, had some great stuff in there, and then we went to the end room.
Jamie's favourite.
Yeah. 3 of us sat in the tiny room right at the back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the one with like a little engine or something in the corner.
Yeah. And then you've got like a bigger, longer room running off it to the main corridor. So we were sat, 3 chairs, there was 3 of us, looking towards the door. Daniel and one of the other members of the group were sat in the long room.
Yeah.
We closed the door, Daniel turned the lights off, and we're looking towards the door at the end. Within about 30 seconds, you were seeing the shadows. And they were coming closer and closer. And then I said to Aaron, my left side's gone cold. And then my shoulder went absolutely freezing. And then the next thing, we just heard Daniel and Kirsty scream and a bang. And I'm shouting, turn the lights on. I'd never been scared like I was scared in that room.
And that's why I don't go in that room.
Yeah, I'd never seen the shadows like that before, because they were kind of like zigzagging. It wasn't as if it was like a shadow coming towards you. They were fluid, if that makes sense. There wasn't solid. There wasn't like a definite shape.
Yeah.
They were fluid and going side to side, but coming towards us. And then when the lights came on, the bang that we'd heard was something flying off a table, a torch, and it had hit the floor. And when I came out of the room, all this shoulder was all aching, as if I'd slept on it all night in an awkward position.
Yeah.
I won't go in that room again.
Well, you know.
That's 2 of us.
Room again.
That's 2 of us, Jonathan.
No, I will not go in that room again.
And they were saying to me, why don't you go in that room?
Yeah.
You'll find out yourself.
Yeah. Well, we found out. Definitely
That's a
found
challenge
out.
now, isn't it?
What's the
Failure,
challenge?
isn't it?
No.
No. I'm with Julie on that one.
Yeah.
Go anywhere else with Julie in the building, but I'm not going in there.
And next time when we bring Tommy, we're going to tell Tom, do you know what? Just go in that room.
Yeah,
It's
you
so
enjoy that.
chilled out. You'll feel lovely and chilled out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really hope Tom doesn't listen to this before you bring him in, because you'll know what we're up to.
I won't tell him.
No?
I won't tell him we've done this. And then
No.
he can't see
You
it.
won't know.
No, I won't tell him. Okay.
And we'll get
Sorry, Tom, if you see this after you've been, I'm sorry, you've seen who it was. It wasn't me.
Jamie's out.
I'll throw her under the bus, I don't mind. Because last time we've done a podcast with Julie, and if you look back, she threw me under the bus. So it's called replay. What is it? forgot the word to it now. What
Deja
time was it?
vu.
Early in the
It
morning,
was.
wasn't it? Yeah. So you've been to all these locations. What are you laughing at?
No.
Well, I had to, Tom. If Julie does get frightened because I hid behind the door before, and as she come out, I jumped out on her. I won't repeat what she said, but it ended with an F. I started with an F, and it's what you say all the time. You go to these locations. Now you started off. Obviously, you were new to it and everything else. Do you still feel you're learning as you go? Every time you do an investigation, you think, I know a little bit more now.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable now. And something always makes you go, I know more, and I know. It's like us, we're still learning now. What have you learned to do to make yourself not as frightened as you were when you first started, if you get what I mean? How do you feel now? When you first go in, you're always frightened, you're nervous and everything else. How do you feel now that you've been doing so many of them? Do you still get frightened, or do you go in there thinking, I'm stronger, I feel better, and I know how to handle it better?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely feel stronger. We always do our prayers of protection.
Yeah.
And then, as you can see, I've got my crystals on for protection.
All right, okay.
But as well as ones for protection, I've also got, how do you pronounce it? Labradite, which also brings spirits out, if you like. It attracts spirits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then along with them are my beads of protection as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And I always rely on my beads and my prayers.
But you feel more confident as
Yeah.
you now than what you were before.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel like when you go to these buildings, you can sense things. Whereas you come, when I first met you, he was laughing because the first time I met you, I didn't know who you was.
Yeah.
And I'm dating me all over. And I'm yapping away to him, and he goes, do you know you're talking to them? I went, yeah, Julie.
Yeah, do that.
I thought that was funny that night, dear.
I know.
I can't believe you were talking to Julie Malone, you didn't know who she was. I went, I don't watch programmes, I watch YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm just Julie. What you see is what you get.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm just me.
Oh, you definitely
Yeah.
are, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the buildings you go in, you do sense it before you, as you're going in,
Yeah.
straight away, yeah. You said when you came to Mill Street, you felt anxious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
The
tonight.
first time.
Yeah, but the first time, do you not remember I walked in and I thought, oh no. And I had to ask you, I said, Jamie, I said, I know you might think this is a stupid question, but have you had Mary Stances in here?
We had.
Yeah, because years ago I used to dance,
Yeah.
and as I got older I had my own troupe,
Oh,
but
right.
we'd never danced here.
So I met Tom.
But as I walked in here, I heard the music, I heard the bells, I heard the shakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mm.
And you, as you're going into these buildings and you're sensing that, do you ever feel like you shouldn't be doing them that night? Because we were talking about that earlier on, about we come in here sometimes,
Yeah,
you
we've
think,
done
we
that,
shouldn't
yeah.
be here tonight. Do you ever walk into new buildings, because you go into new buildings all the time at the moment, do you ever walk in and go, I don't want to be here tonight, even though you can't wait to go and do it?
Not up to now. There's a first time for everything, and we do only do one a month.
Right, okay.
So, it's not as if we're out every weekend. We do one a month. And when we get venues, such as this one, that are good, we do tend to go back, because I've been here 4 times and I don't feel as if we've scratched the surface.
Yeah.
No, you don't. It throws up things
It's
every
different
time.
all the time. Well, you'll know yourself, Jules.
Yeah, it
All
is.
the time.
Definitely. And like I said, I love it here. And there's another one that we use, Rycroft Hall. That's good. When I went to do a recce at Castle Street, the police station and the courts, I got pushed round.
Oh, really?
Or someone's pushing you?
Yeah, they had the hand in the bottom of my back, and they was just like guiding me around from the back.
And you could feel it?
I could feel it. Yeah. But
Brilliant.
even with that, I didn't feel as if we shouldn't be there. I just thought, it's going to be good, this.
Not nasty or evil.
No, it
Not
wasn't
in a
nasty.
or
It
evil
wasn't.
way.
It wasn't like shoving me.
Yeah, it's just like a gentle.
Yeah, just like guiding me, if you like. And that one was good. And we've got a photo there as well. One of the group took a photo, and it looks as if there's two figures sat in the courtroom.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're not quite as clear cut as the ones we got here,
Yeah,
but it does look like there's two figures sat in the courtroom.
brilliant.
Yeah.
We've not really seen anything like that, have we, ourselves?
No.
Shadows, we've seen plenty of shadows.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen shadows as good as
Them two. It's only there as well.
yeah.
Just outside the door there. Yeah. Now, when you go, does Tom go with you on any of these invests?
It does, but
He goes and has his own spirits.
He goes and has a drink first.
His own spirits. Yeah.
And then he joins us.
Dutch courage, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I've experienced it, so. I can't wait to do a ghost hunt with you and Tom.
Yeah.
We're going to do one.
I know, there's going to be loads of bleeps in it, isn't there? I'll just take the sound out completely. That'll be the easiest thing, and you can just watch John's
It probably would, yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait. I want him on the podcast.
I know,
I'll have to say to him, no swearing, Tom.
You've got high hopes, especially after he's had a drink.
Yeah, I'll get him before the drink. So you've been to these locations, and you what kind of equipment have you got now? Because I mean, I know Marie asked you a little bit earlier on about your favourite equipment. Has your equipment got bigger and bigger and bigger as you're going along?
Yeah, definitely. Like, the thing is, I don't know what half of it's called, and I just say, pass us that off. Or do any of you, you know, we've got loads of these here if you want to use them. I'll tell you how to use them, but I'm not sure. I think they're called a K2. Is that the one where all the lights like?
Yeah, that's a K2.
Yeah. So what I do is, if there's any money left over from the ghost hunt, I buy more equipment, but I buy several of one thing like K2s, so the people that come on our investigations, they can use them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just me or Dan using the equipment. It's the people that have come. It's for all the guests. Yeah.
Well, next time Julie comes, I'm going to have a list of equipment names. And I'm going to say to Julie, what's a K2? What's a REM pod? What's a them?
Oh, I know what a REM pod is. Yeah. I know what they are.
I'll leave that one off.
They're them things that go off.
What are they?
And
one of them things.
Yeah, they have an aerial, and if spirit go near him, the bleep or whatever.
That's the one, Julie.
Yeah, and I've got 2 teddies. Actually, I've got 3 now.
They REM teddies.
Yeah, REM teddies. One's called Doris Stokes, and one's called John Edwards.
Yes.
Why them two? Why have you got them names?
Because Doris Stokes was the first medium that I ever looked at and thought, how does she do that? And that was when I was at school, and I read every single one of her books.
Doris Stokes,
Yeah.
So you've always been into paranormal then?
Well, when I was when I was about 7, I remember waking up in the night and shouting my mum, and I'd seen a child at the end of my bed, and I'd also seen a man in a butcher's apron. And my mum said, "You've had a bad dream." And I said, "No, it was my granddad." And she said, "Well, how would you know it was your granddad? He died years before I was born."
Yeah.
I said, "Because he told me he was my granddad." And she said, "But your granddad never worked in a butcher's. It's not your granddad. You've had a dream, Julie." She said, "And you must have had one of your dolls at the end of the bed." I said, "No." I said, "There was a little baby, and she had a rag doll with orange hair." And my mum just looked at me and went, No, you've been dreaming. Get back to bed. I'll sit here until you go to sleep." And then when I was about 13, my mum used to have a suitcase with all the photographs in, and we were going through them. And I picked one up and I went, "There's my granddad with a butcher's apron on." And my mum looked at it and she went, "Why's he got a butcher's apron on?" I said, "I don't know. How would I know?" And it was a picture of my granddad with a butcher's apron on, but he'd never worked in a butcher's.
Okay.
Mm.
So we don't know why he had the butcher's apron on. And then she told me that the child that I'd seen was actually my cousin that had been born 20 years before I was born. And she was born with no roof in her mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Cleft palate is it called?
No, the cleft palate is where it's that some of it's there, but it's soft or it's not
Right.
formed properly.
Yeah.
She had none at all, and she
Right.
died. She only lived a few weeks, but she actually got buried with a rag doll that my mum and dad had bought her with orange hair, which is what I'd seen.
Ooh.
Yeah,
And
Shiver then.
And that got you into the
yeah,
paranormal.
yeah. And then I started, and then of course, one day I had my mum arguing with somebody. It was a one-sided argument while she was changing the beds, and I went into it. I said, "Who are you talking to?" And she said, "Your grandma." What? She said, "I'm talking to your granny." I said, "But she died when I was 10, and I think I was about 16 at this time." And she said, "Yeah, I know." So I said, "Well, are you talking to her?" So she's always talking to me, and that was when I found out that my mum,
Was
was psychic. Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah.
And that's how you became psychic yourself. But now you're just starting to learn how to use it.
I'm learning how to use it, but it's weird because my daughter's the same.
Is she?
Yeah, but she's not interested in
I
developing
was
it
going to
at
say,
all.
don't bring
She
your own
doesn't.
ghost on stage.
No.
She doesn't want to know.
So
No, she's not.
Oh, what a shame.
She actually used to wake up in the night when we lived at our old house, and we found out later that the bedroom that she slept in had been David's bedroom, and she used to see him, and she used to tell us that she saw him. And on Wednesday night, I'd been to church, been to development class, drove home fine, pulled into our avenue, and I thought, my dad's with me. I could smell cigarette smoke. Well, we don't have anybody smoking in the car. I don't smoke. Tom doesn't smoke. The kids don't smoke. And I went in the house, and I went in the kitchen, put the kettle on like you do. Vanessa came in. I said, "Do you want a brew?" She said, "Yeah." She came over to me. She, "Oh, Mum." She said, "Where have you been?" I said, "I've been to church." So she said, "You've not been to church?" I said, "I've been to church." She said, "Well, you smell of smoke." So I said, "Yeah, I think your granddad's around." And then Sean, the youngest son, he came in and he went, "I can smell my granddad."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's mad.
How do you explain that?
Yeah, and my mum and dad, well, my mum had been to this house that we live in now, but my dad never had. And they were both heavy smokers, and I used to have to ring them up half an hour before I went down so that they could open the windows because two of the kids had asthma. So they wouldn't have a cigarette for an hour before we went round, and they'd open all the windows so that the kids wouldn't get the smoke on the chest. Yeah.
Now you've gone from there. How did you start your group? Ghost Investigations.
Yeah.
Because you've got new tops now as well. I've noticed you've got your own new tops.
We've got the sweatshirts. Yeah.
Ghost Investigations UK, Julie. So she can remember who she is.
Tom's even got one.
Has he?
Yeah, with his name on it as well.
Has he got effing Ghost Investigations? Has he got top, has he?
Yeah.
Wow.
He actually asked for one.
Did he?
Yeah.
Ooh.
When I was taking them to get embroidered, he said, "Can I have one?"
So
If
you're,
you'll wear it.
you're turning him round,
I'm
aren't you?
turning him round.
Gradually getting there.
Yeah,
So-
definitely.
How did you get to start your group then? Because obviously you do other things, and then you started your own group.
Yeah, I went.
What made you do that?
Well, I'd been on a few ghost hunts. One of which, shall we say, it wasn't kosher, let's say. And they didn't do any prayers of protection, which I think is dangerous. And then I went to another one that was better. It was well done and everything, but again, no prayers of protection. So I just thought, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to make sure that people that are interested and that come are protected. So I always do prayers of protection. I do grounding prayers, and I do prayers to keep the spirits where they are before people go home.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have sage and things with me, just in case people are really scared and want that little bit of extra confidence, knowing that they've been saged as well. And that was why I started.
And you've got better and better since.
Yeah.
And we've seen a difference in you as well.
Thank you.
When you come in, we just see you go, picking this up and I'm doing that and picking that up. And the first time, it was the other way around. You were asking questions.
Yeah.
And that's the way to learn, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You learn from the best.
I was asking about equipment and all sorts that first
And
time.
you still don't know what they're called.
No, I don't know what I know what they do, I just don't know what the names are.
So
She's got it all.
I know, yeah. So have you got a lot of locations coming up in the next couple of months, or?
Yeah,
Do you have a Halloween event, Julie?
I've got 2 Halloween events.
2?
2, yeah. I've got one at Rycroft Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my daughter's boyfriend has, now then let me get this right, I think it's called Team Karting in Rochdale. And what happened was, she took my grandsons there on the karts, and I used to go and watch, and one day I just said to Vanessa, I said, have you seen anything in here? She said, what do you mean, Mum? I said, I've seen up to now 2 blokes walking at the back. So she went, it's probably the mechanics. I said, no, Vanessa, not real blokes. So she went, I've seen a couple of shadows.
Ooh.
She said, but people that work here have said they have heard when they've been in there on their own.
Yeah.
One girl that works in the kitchen heard her name being called out. Vanessa's boyfriend won't stay in there on his own. Everybody's gone home.
You're being shamed on camera.
Yeah. Now the Willie's brother. Yeah. So they asked me,
Would you go in?
would I go in? So that's on the Friday. We're doing that, and then on the Saturday we've got Rycroft. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
It's good Halloween weekend then,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
We're here,
Brilliant.
aren't we? We're in Mill Street
Yeah,
Palace on
we're
the
here,
Halloween.
on the Saturday, aren't we?
Yeah.
Don't let anybody go in that room downstairs on Halloween.
Good luck to if you do, because I won't be with them.
Take holy water.
I'll send Jonathan, because
Sacrifice.
we're going to say... I was just about to say, we didn't get to sacrifice him tonight, Julie, so I'll do it on the Halloween night for you. We'll send you the videos of him tied to a chair. So Julie, I think we better let you go, because you've got to get back to Manchester yet, and we're sitting here, and
I know.
it's cruel, because we had to get you at the end of the night, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we do appreciate you that you've come.
Oh, yeah.
You've took the time to come on the show again. And
No problem.
yeah,
No
we're going to have to get you
problem
back
at
on
all.
again. We've got to get Tom on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think
we'll have to
that'll,
get this
Definitely.
down.
I think that'll be for over 18, so wouldn't it, that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
What we'll have to do is get him in that room downstairs, so he's absolutely terrified, and then do a podcast. Yeah.
Is that a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Tom.
Definitely.
Definitely.
You can't listen to this until after, you know, we can't. Anybody watching this, don't tell them
No,
either.
don't
If you
tell
don't
him.
message them, don't tell them. Don't do nothing.
You'll
That's
ruin
quite
the
fun.
surprise.
Yeah. We'll be sending you. We'll be like that next time we do a podcast. And this is Tom Miller. Tom? He's gone. Oh no! What we'll do? We'll blackmail him. We'll put a pint on the table there, and just say, Tom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah, definitely.
Julie, thanks so much for doing this again.
Oh, you're very
Because
welcome.
the Christmas one was a cracker. The Christmas cracker. That wasn't even meant. That wasn't even meant. You've either got it or you haven't. So, and I haven't. But thank you so much for coming in again tonight.
Oh, you're really welcome. I enjoy it.
Yeah. And we're going to have to get Dan and have a little chat with Dan on the podcast as well. 'Cause we haven't, I don't think we've had a medium for ages, have we?
No. Yeah, we'll have
Dan,
to wrap down.
That'd be interesting to talk to Dan as
Is
well.
is really good. Is that good that sometimes he's scary?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I have to say to him, Dan, are you okay?
Yeah.
I
Because
say that.
yeah.
I say that about John. He's really good, but he really is scary. So anyway, I could carry on. So I could carry on in something more nice, and it wouldn't worry me.
Oh, bless.
I always tell
See
everybody.
what I have to put up with, Julie.
Well, I have to tell it. I tell everyone he built part of the build. It was built in
I said that's one
1881.
of the girls tonight.
Yeah.
And she says, how old's this building? And he says, it was built in 1861. And he says, Jonathan laid the first stone. I said, yeah, that's right, I put the first stone.
And she goes, oh, right.
It took her a couple of seconds to get onto it.
Well, the other one was, we had a couple coming in, didn't he? He said, you've been here for a while. Have you seen any ghosts? I said, oh, God, yeah. Oh, no, what was it? Have you seen any ghosts? And I said, well, I've been here since the 1800s and I've not seen anything. And he went, oh, right. Oh. But yeah, Julie, we kept it again.
Yeah.
We always say thanks very much and all that. It's about 10 minutes extended to the show, you know. But we better let you go because you've got to get back to Manchester. We've got to walk you across the car park.
Definitely.
Because you're ghost hunting scared to walk from here to the car park, which is 10 yards away. So,
I went in that room downstairs.
She's braver than you.
oh, no, I can't. Now, last time she got me, I'm not going through that again. I'm getting that switched off before I'm calling. So, Julie Malone, thank you so much again for coming in and doing this.
You're
for us.
welcome. You're really, really very welcome.
Brilliant.
Enjoyed it.
And we'll see you all again on our next podcast. So from Julie, Jonathan and Jamie, 3 J's, we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.
Bye.